Welcome back to GM32, the hockey podcast. I'm Vito Scaringi.
I'm Carson Johnstone. Vito, last episode was special for me tonight.
Yeah. You know, it's a big one. This is a big one for me, Cars. How you guys doing? I got my dad, Vito Sr. on, and I got former coach Tony DiCarlo Sr. How you guys doing?
Excellent, boys.
Good, beautiful.
Good job you guys are doing.
Thank you very much. We're excited to have you guys on.
Thanks for coming on. We've been itching to get you guys on. We just did Scoot the other day. That was a dynamite episode. Can't wait. That's gonna be a good one. The viewers are gonna love this. This is gonna be a good one too. We're excited to have you. Cars excited?
Yeah. Honestly, it's gonna be fun just to chat. Obviously, a different perspective. You guys have been running minor hockey in Niagara for a long time. Tony, you've been coaching a long time. You coached me. I think I was 3 or 4 years old. Real young ball hockey, and I remember that. I still remember some of the stuff he taught me. So it's just cool to sit here now and be able to have this platform to chat with you guys about it.
Great, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
So let's kind of dive down into it, Cars. Hey, Dad, let's kind of start with you here. We like to get the viewers in, kind of get a background of your hockey your hockey career here. So where'd you start, bud?
Okay, as you're aware of, we still live in the same house. We lived in Niagara Falls Arena since the mid-'50s, and you had to play hockey. So we were always at the rink playing hockey, playing this, playing that. And in those days, parents never had cars, and we couldn't go to different arenas. So as I started playing Legion hockey at the Niagara Falls Arena. It was a house league, but it was a lot of fun, and we had great times there. And then I kept playing. Then I played high school hockey, and my thrill there, I ended up going to Sauce in Hamilton. We didn't win, but we went and played in Sauce. And after that, then I played 3 years at Brock University. Those were the days in the early mid-'70s where we used to get killed 15-0. Great, not like now. We were playing Toronto U, and you won 50. You lost 15-2. You were happy, eh? Then after that, I played a lot of senior hockey, and senior hockey like men's hockey. And the one league that really stands out for me, I played in the American League. The only team from Canada was our team, and you know what American hockey is like? It's fight or die. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself.
That's great. That was that Blackhawks team there?
Yeah, it was a Blackhawks team. I remember we went to Jamestown once. Went there with 7 players, and our trainer had a play. So the players. The game lasted 6 minutes.
That's awesome. Yeah, we got a picture of that.
One big line was 2 Scaringis and 3 Carantas. It was a fight there. About the second minute, one of us got hit because we were on the same line. There was a huge fight and everything else. And then the police came. We needed an escort to get out of there. That was a 6-minute game all the way to Jamestown. But it was
slap shot.
Slap shot. Yeah, with 5 of us. Yeah.
That's great.
I think you know what, Carson. I think I can get my hands on a little picture of Big Vito and his Blackhawks gear.
That's awesome. We gotta have it. Gotta post it.
We'll get it for the viewers, huh?
Absolutely.
From there, I went to the administration part of. I'm in minor hockey for about 19 years now on the board, and I'm a vice president right now. I'm in charge of schedules, and it's enjoyable, and I've been doing it for a long time since Vito been playing, and I just kept going on, and I really enjoy it. As long as you enjoy it, you do it, and you do it for the kids. And one guy always asks me, "How come you're doing this?" You know what I say to him, Carson? I say, "If I keep one kid out of jail, that's priceless."
Yeah.
Gotta keep everybody busy.
Yep.
You've done a great job, Vito.
Of course.
You can kind of attest to that too with keeping the kids busy and in line and whatnot through your coaching.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I love passing it on, and it's great. Even through the generations, right? Just people wanting to do the same thing, give back to hockey and give back to their knowledge of the game, and just have kids enjoy this sport and keep them out of trouble. It's awesome, right? And like I mentioned earlier, Tony, yourself, you've been coaching, but where did it all start for you? I know you got a couple of young guys playing too, right? Younger guys, but where did it all start for you?
Yeah, for me, it started really. I started coaching in ball hockey, really, and from there into soccer a little bit.
Yeah.
And minor hockey. So I started, I didn't have kids in hockey yet. I started assistant coach with a guy named Enzo Mancuso in house league. So I started coaching there. And then from there, into the travel, Tyke Select as a trainer the year after. You guys remember those years?
Oh, those are dynamite years. That's when the hair was gray. That's when the hair was brown still, eh?
So I was trainer for a couple of years. And then, started coaching again, AAA, right up to today.
Today.
Well, 20 years later. 20 years later. Yeah.
And let's kind of pump Tony Sr.'s tires here a little bit here. We got a big championship ring on right now. Tony won his first OMHA championship this year. It's good. Congratulations. Good job, Tony.
That's awesome. Congratulations, guys.
You coached Dynamite teams. You coached some little bit weaker teams. You definitely, me and your son have played together for years and years. And shout out, little Tony. Love you, buddy. But you've always, me and Tony were talking about it the other day. You always had a passion for coaching. You laid it all on the line. Put your family through it, your work, your whole life through it, just to help work with kids and provide that. And you know what, you're definitely a legend within the Niagara Falls hockey system. We appreciate everything you've done so far, man.
Thanks,
no doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt. So if I'm correct, so you didn't play at all growing up?
Okay, I didn't play. I played a lot of hockey. I played hockey every day my whole life. I didn't play ice hockey.
Okay.
Parents wouldn't let us go that far, right?
Yeah.
They had their work schedules. They couldn't do it for us, so it was like, look, you're playing hockey, you play on the streets. Then we started the tournaments going to Boston, Leominster, the ball hockey, with the Hausers and those guys, and we did years of that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And played hockey my whole life, but not only played, but I watched a ton of hockey, and I didn't just watch the game. I was always one of those guys who watched what's going on in the game, right?
Exactly.
It's not all in the game.
How's it happening?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I bring it out to the kids now.
Absolutely.
I try how to play the game, right? There's stuff like, you can be a great skater, you can be great hands, but if you don't know how to play the game and don't know exactly what to do, then it kind of hampers you a little bit, right?
100%. 100%. It's everything. It's everything that we teach too now. And Tony, I can take a lot of that from. I remember as a young guy, you teaching me stuff about hockey. It was ball hockey, but I have this philosophy where you kind of take the best and leave the rest. So from all your coaches over the years, you just take the best things. And I just remember you teaching me about my speed. I was a little guy, and you're like, you're going to chip it by people and go. That's how you're going to beat people. You don't need to stick handle and handle it around people. You're going to chip it and go. And I learned that from you at a young age, and I carried that with me forever, right? And it's little stuff like that. It's simple, but it's things like that at a young age that need to be preached. And it's great that, a guy like yourself who teaches hockey, not the skill necessarily or whatever, you teach about how to play the game. It's great.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's something that you were kind of talking about the other day with your father, right, Cars?
Yeah.
And it's a big part. And I know you guys can dive real deep into coaching a bit. Let's kind of do that, maybe. Let's kind of do you guys have do you have anything to say to these young coaches, Tony, coming in? Cars has been around the game for a little bit, coaching now too. Like, can you guys maybe give a little bit of insight, like little help toward those guys gearing up?
Sure.
I guess if I could start, I think it's these kids' individuality is very important to them now, and these kids, everyone's very different, and you have to approach coaching as teaching about the game and why we do things and explaining things, and it's not just a drill sergeant, do this because I say so kind of way, right? It's like this is why we do things, and here's the reason for it, and it's just like a total, you really have to know what you're doing now to coach and get these kids to access what you're trying to tell them, because these kids are smarter now, and they have access to information on their phones, on everything. They can see it all, right? So you have to find a way to really just connect with them and relay the information. That's what I find.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. And I see the same values there. But you know what? I try and do the same things there with it, right? If they understand what they're supposed to do, and then when they do it, and they say, "Oh, coach, it worked."
Yeah.
Right. Now they start saying, "Oh, I didn't know that, but guess what? It does work."
Oh, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. Know what I mean? So it's just stuff like that.
And then respect.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I think the key is respect. Like I look from the outside and I see communications is huge. And respect other players. The biggest problem I see in hockey now, players don't respect each other.
Yeah.
There's rape, slurs, backstabbing, hitting, that, Carson.
Absolutely.
And we respect, and we're all people here, and we all work hard, and we enjoy the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
The biggest problem I see in sports now, not just hockey, baseball, all sports, is this communication problem and not respecting your opponents and coaches or parents, whatever you want to do. Mm-hmm. And you get goes crazy.
Yeah.
I'll get suspensions and social media really ruins that too. The one guy calls this guy and this guy calls that guy. Next thing you know, you got a major problem.
Yeah, and it's really important for us coaches now. And here's another lesson too that I can just use as an example. You say people use like racial slurs in hockey and stuff like this, and I remember, in prep school, I was 16 or 17 years old, and something happened to me, and I used a racial slur, not to the kid, but I was leaving the ice, got kicked out, whatever, and used one to myself. A parent heard it, told my coach, and my coach asked me, did this happen? I told him yes, I was accountable, and he made me write a letter and go to this kid and apologize, and really made me realize the weight of what I was saying. And that was a big learning experience for me, and it really put a lot of things into perspective for me, not because I did it out of hatred or whatever. It's just a stupid comment, putting myself, in that position at that moment. And it just, I wasn't proud of it. And my coach held me accountable, and I learned a lot that day. And I really try to instill that in these kids, like, any kind of, racial intelligence, intolerance is absolutely unacceptable. We have to be so inclusive of everybody, all the time. And difference is something to be celebrated and not torn down. So I think it's just really important.
No, absolutely. Sure.
Yeah,
that's you definitely, and you're a big advocate for that stuff now too, man. Like big, like
of course,
the biggest. And you know why that's huge.
You just have to be conscious of what you're doing and what you're saying.
Absolutely. Let's what I kind of want to dive in, because we've had the guests on to talk about minor hockey, coach minor. Let's kind of, Dad, like, what's going on right now? What's going on with these tournaments? What are we doing? What are we seeing in the future?
On the OMHA, right now, as it stands right now, as of today, from the OMHA, and all hockey suspended until hopefully September. In September, once we get back to normal, there's a new format coming in that'll be from now on. Like, OMHA's changing. Parents are complaining, travel costs, travel this, travel that.
Yeah.
They want to show travel and stuff like that. So the tryouts are going to be AAA start on the 7th of September, and it goes every week to single A. Season will start in October and go to Christmas, and then it'll pick up again in January and go to March 3rd. So they want more games versus playoffs.
Okay.
So everybody, 30-game season. Then playoffs is not going to be like going back and forth. It's going to be probably a weekend tournament.
Like it used to be?
Like weekend turn for all playoffs. They want, like, again, the key is equal play and seasons, a lot of seasons, and the best teams will rise at the end to go to the OMHA.
Yeah.
That's the plan. That's the plan moving forward. And but who knows what's going to happen? That's all. That's all governed by the government and the pandemic and that like that.
Yeah.
So in tournaments, like, and as far as tournaments, we talked about tournaments. We used to have things called early bird tournaments.
Yeah.
No tournament until mid-October.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
And all season play and playoffs is suspended March break and Christmas. So you can't basically play hockey unless you play tournaments there. So parents are dictating a lot of this stuff, because a lot of this stuff comes from this. And we travel all the time. We play here, play there. Season finishes in January, and then you're traveling, you're finished by February. So everybody's going to pay, like, everybody pays the same, I guess, the reasoning being. So you're going to play right till March here, like everybody else, get your games in. And the cream of the crop will come up, and playoffs will be 2-3 weeks, and that's it.
Yeah, so I don't hate that idea, really.
Like, I know in Tri-County, we used to have to go to way up Ray Bruce, all those areas, Kitchener now.
Remember those games, guys?
Now we got a north-south. We got a north-south. We go as far as Burlington down, and the rest goes the other way, So I guess they want to, like, restrict traveling. Like, nobody wants to drive anymore. Years, I remember we used to go in a snowstorm 3 feet wide to go to Grey Bruce. Now if it's going to rain Saturday, they want to cancel a game on Tuesday,
Yeah.
If they're and it's safety reasons. I understand that. So we're just evolving with the times, and it makes sense in that sense. But again, the key would be to get past this pandemic, and I keep hearing a fourth wave's coming in September. So
yeah,
I don't want to be pessimistic, but potentially it could be no hockey next year either for January, possibly. I don't know. We're hoping for September though.
Yeah.
Tony, you thought it as a coach.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping we're playing. I mean, we got to get through this.
You got to defend the title, Tony.
You get the team yet?
You got to defend the title, here, brother.
I don't know what's going on. You get the team yet? We haven't picked the coaches yet.
Cars, you want to coach? Or no?
Yeah, we'll see. I got a lot going on.
We killed them with the team we had. Kids appreciate it.
Yeah, Cars, no, let's go on. Let's see your side. Like, I've been through the minor hockey thing. I've seen it firsthand myself. how is it coaching for minor hockey? How is it? Is there any how was that? It was a good time for you?
Coaching kids is coaching kids. I mean, it's awesome. Like, it's fun.
Yeah.
I love doing it. The problem that you get with minor hockey, with anything, anytime you try and organize anything, is, you get input of parents and you get people's opinions, and you're trying to play kids, just have fun, and then your parents have opinions on what your team should do and win and not, and your team has one win all year, so it gets a little frustrating when you people can't put things into perspective and just be realistic, and you have a lot of delusional parents, and that's just the reality. And honestly, I'm not sorry to say that. I'm really not.
Oh.
So that's just the reality of it.
It's been like that forever, guys.
Forever,
Yep.
right? Oh, but you've definitely
I've seen it all.
You probably got your hand full of stories, eh, Tony?
I've seen it all.
Yeah. You know what, though? The great part about that season for us was that we went to the States and we played in a couple tournaments, and we had some consolation wins. We won the consolation championship twice, and they had small successes there. And the one little goalie we had, he played and had a shutout, and it was amazing. It was like a Stanley Cup for him, and it was awesome. It was great to see those kids happy for that kid too, and see him have success. So, it's stuff like that, and it's the reasons why you coach, and then the parents and all that stuff goes away because they're happy and whatever. But when it's good, it's good, and when it's bad, it's horrible. It's just that's the way it is, right?
Yeah, Carson, I remember that team quite vividly because I was involved with it, and I made a mistake. I don't know if it was a mistake. I told the truth once. I said, maybe these kids should be playing house league, and they were going to hang me on the cross.
Yeah. I mean,
great kids, dynamite kids. And when you came in, I saw a change in that. They were very great kids, and it really got me mad about that team. They want to quit halfway through the playoffs.
Yeah.
That they were getting killed. We said, wait a minute, we got your coach. We did the best we could. Let's finish the season off.
Yeah.
And parents get too involved. I think that's my opinion, but
it's always been like that too, though.
But it's worse now. I've been involved in minor hockey for almost 20 years, and it's progressively getting. I won't say the word is worse. People are more involved. People are more educated.
Everyone has a voice now.
Everyone's got a voice.
Yeah.
Before it used to be maybe the fathers, now it's the fathers and grandfathers and grandparents and mothers, and everybody's got an opinion, and you got to sit there. Yes, hey Tony, you're a coach.
Listen, in the end, you're doing the right thing, coaching. You coach those kids. You did what you could for them. In the end, you know what? We got what we got. Let's go out. Hopefully, they learn something. They learn something about life,
Exactly.
not only hockey. Exactly, because it takes you into life too. You got to work with people by your side. You got to be on the same teams. It's a life experience for all the kids. So the parents, they're going to do this and do that, but in the end, you go in, you do what you can for them. You try and teach them your best. Okay, you win, you win. You lose, you lose. We tried our best in the end, and that's all. That's all you can ask,
Yeah.
And you got to let the other stuff roll off your shoulder, kind of thing.
And things like Carson, what Vito's doing here, right? You get all these ex-hockey players coming on there. Those are friendships for life.
Yeah.
That's
And
great.
I remember one year, I think talk about ball for him, and I remember Vito's team was 1-28.
Oh, we stunk.
Best year of their lives, though.
Yeah.
It was a great time. Remember that? They were 1-28, but still the best time of their lives they had.
Man, it's that fun.
Friends for life, and any sport, you're friends for life.
Exactly.
And this podcast, like you guys are doing, is phenomenal. And
Thank you.
more and more people getting into it, and they can see there's your future. These are our future. These are the kids we get taught. Now look at them. They're men now. They're doing their thing. They're
doing a great job.
They're continuing the
The
things
legacy. The Niagara Falls minor hockey legacy.
I got the jacket on.
He's got it. He's got it. The Niagara Falls Blackhawks. That's awesome.
mothballs and everything else. They found it.
You wore it on the pond the one day. That was
Oh
cool.
yeah, I wore right to the pond in that too.
Did he wear a couple of the baseball jackets I have too? Slow pitch jackets.
Oh yeah, he's got them all. The
I got
classics.
good enough there, not good enough. Right? That's good.
So Tony, what's going on? What's going on with Alex? How's he doing?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
Listen, he's up there in school in Oswego, and there was no hockey this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like not all. He didn't play one game all year.
No.
Nothing.
canceled, no practices, nothing.
Yeah, the
Nothing.
state
So-
of New York was
Yeah,
tough.
They couldn't do. Yep. So he was just they were skating at a rink, just guys getting the renting the ice and going to play. Just stay fit and keep going at it.
Still digging at school. Digging the book stuff.
Yeah, he's still there. He's got another 3 weeks maybe. He'll be back. But
we're gonna get him on the podcast for sure.
yeah, he'll come in. But hey, he loves the game. Guys know that. You guys know him.
Oh
He
yeah.
loves to. He's hurting because there's no hockey, but you know what? We got to get through this. That's how it is.
Yeah, not only the players hurt, guys like us are hurt. Like,
Yeah,
I'm hockey's my whole life for 50 years. Always at the rink or
I'm not
part of
the same.
minor hockey, coaches meeting, parents yelling at you.
Yeah.
It's a
Just be
social
different.
thing. I mean, like what are we doing now? We have super side and cheese. We're doing that. Carson, get the super side and cheese where you can.
I know, I'm missing it.
You had a super side. I brought you one the other week.
Yeah, actually, I got one in the fridge. I could cut it up. There you go.
Oh, you still got one?
Nice
I
bite.
might.
Yeah, nice.
But anyways,
no, yeah.
life is sports is important. It's an important part of life. No matter what sport you play, it guides you, like Tony says, how your future's going to be and how you're going to act in life. And life is fine growing up. But real life is out there when you're on your own.
Yeah, it's competitive and you learn to fail, and it's
What
crazy.
you leave behind, not 3 wooden crosses. What you leave behind.
Yeah, guys, that's what I tell the kids. Every shift, go out there, work your hardest. Work your hardest, because in life, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Go out, work hard, go home, support your family. Go back and do it the next day again.
Yep.
It's the same thing. So they start learning as young kids. Yep. Takes them right through life. Again, you work with other guys on your team. You got to work in a factory somewhere, or you're working in construction. You're working with a group of guys. You got to learn to get along.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's life lessons, and
It's responsibility, respect.
100%.
Yeah.
Respect them.
And I think that's part of why, too, it's really important for us, too, to keep these kids as coaches, because parents, listen, I'm not blanketing parents by any respect, but I'm just saying I've noticed that these kids, sometimes their accountability isn't always there. It's not always their fault. They want to point the blame. They want to pass the buck. And I feel like the parents oftentimes support their kids in that. When I was a kid, my dad held me pretty accountable. And I think, he was a coach too, though, right? So he was a good mentor to have and stuff. And I think a lot of people, just kind of miss that a little bit. So as coaches, I think it's really important for us to teach them those lessons through the game, to hold them accountable through, their actions or mistakes or on the ice in practice, whatever it is, whether it's, physical with hockey or emotional with their teammate or whatever it is. But I think it's important that we as coaches hold them accountable and teach them the right lessons, and just so they can carry that through to their lives, like you're saying. It's about the whole person, and it's about teaching them all these skills and really through sport, teaching them and to translate them into their lives.
Yeah, but I also think if you're playing sports, like whatever, any kind of sports, you keep busy, you're out of trouble. Like you play hockey, for example, maybe twice a week, practice twice a week, and then you're timekeeping. Or you're refereeing. So it's 5-6 days a week you're doing something, you're not going to get in trouble. You're not going to hammer on them all.
Yep.
Or whatever, and I think that's a very important thing in life.
Stay busy.
Responsibility and keep busy. Even when you're growing up, you're busy working, you're busy raising kids, you're still busy,
Yeah.
And I respect parents put their kids in sports, and I respect the kids staying there, and I respect the kids working hard. And all we can do is guide them and do the best we can, I think. Right, Tony?
100%.
Hey, so, Tony, I want to ask, it's your first championship this year. It's kind of dive back into the hockey world a little bit, have some fun with this one. How was it?
It was fantastic.
How was it?
I got to say, we're talking about kids. Yep. Parents. Yep. Great scheduler, Vito.
You won't get any practice today.
But you know what? We had a great group of kids. Okay, they listened. They wanted to learn. I've had them for a couple of years. A couple of tweaks here and there. And next thing you know, we had a great team. Everybody had a role. Everybody did their thing. Parents were, I got to say, fantastic.
Yep.
That's good.
And that rubs off when it's like that. And you know what? We peaked at the right time. Kids were coming. Next thing you know, you're there.
Yep.
Right? So we worked very hard. The kids really worked hard. I got to tell you.
What tournament? Sorry to cut you off there, Tom. What tournament? So you guys went in prior to going in the playoffs there?
We were in a whole bunch of
Oh, you
tournaments.
okay?
I usually like to go into 3, 4, sometimes 5 tournaments.
Yeah, you're a big tournament guy.
I like that silver stick.
Love tournaments.
Right? Just before the playoffs, we went in there, and you know what?
It's a great tournament.
Yeah,
it's a great
playing
tournament.
Some top end teams. Okay, gets you primed for. Guys, we weren't there to win it. If you win it, that's great. No. I look at it. It's like the kids become men after a tournament like that. You know what I mean by that? You guys understand what I mean by that?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right? Next thing you know, you're rolling. The kids are rolling, and they're working, and they're working, and they're working.
How old were these kids?
They were 13.
13?
Mine, Pee-wee's, eh?
Yep.
Nice.
Wow.
That's
So
where that changes, eh?
you guys got out
It's a
of
great age.
silver stick, went to the playoffs, all made J's, and just decided to open a can of whoop ass on some teams, huh?
And they did really well. Yeah.
One thing I must say about Tony, he always asks for practice. Vito, we got any ice time for practice? Steady, anytime, day or night, 7 days a week.
If I can get them on, it's for the kids, guys.
Yeah.
Look at Carson and Thea. You guys are almost 2 days, huh?
Well, we're 2 hours a day, and then Yeah, I mean, some of the guys would ask for extra stuff at night if they could, but then we'd have off ice and stuff like that too. So yeah, that we're doing lots. I mean, not overdoing it either. Fridays we give them a break. We do something else. We'll play a different sport. You know, maybe soccer, baseball, or we'll go for a run together. Like earlier this year, we went for a run down and to Frenchman's Creek and came back, and we actually stopped at one of the Underground Railroad houses and had a discussion there, and it was cool, like a team building exercise. So we throw that in there too, but we obviously mix it in with lots and lots of ice time, and it's great. It's great being able to be on the ice a ton, and yeah, that's where they learn too in practice, and they can have fun. And I tell them, like, this is where you try all the stuff that I don't want you to do in a game. You know, like, do it here. Yeah.
Right. That's good philosophy.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I kind of want to dive down. We got any war stories? Big V's got a war story for us. You're back in the day, like
I gotta
you had
remember.
stinky gear. Nobody wanted to go near you. What's going on here?
I got a good war story. I remember playing Hyde Park in Niagara Falls, New York, and the fans are on the one side. I don't know if you guys remember. And the boards are about 8 feet high there, and almost 40 years ago, to be honest with you. And my brother Tony's wife was pregnant, and she was on the other side there. And all of a sudden, we saw a crowd around her there. So then me and my two brothers and a couple of other guys jumped right over the boards into the stands, 8 feet high. What a riot that was. It was unbelievable. But, you know, that sticks out in my mind. It's like she was pregnant, and we had to do something, obviously. And
So that must be before Terry O'Reilly.
I think it's,
Oh, you remember that?
it was slap shot. I think it was slap shot. Before he started slap shot, we jumped right over the boards. That board's got to be 8 feet high, if not higher. Skates and everything. And then we did that little scramble about 20, 30 minutes. And next thing you know, there was a game with us.
Hey, just a little.
And you weren't thrown out, eh? You were still in. You were playing.
You got your skates on, equipment, sticks flying. It was. First thing was, I remember, I think it was another thing that happened to me was 1975. I just got married, and I was pretty not a bad hockey player, and they went and played in Washington, D.C. For an exhibition game. They paid us to go there, went and paid there. So the game was 4-2, and all of a sudden there's a riot, and the next thing I know, there's a gun on the ice. Somebody lost their gun, eh? I'm hiding behind here. What the hell's going on? I never seen a gun on the ice, eh? And it was unbelievable, right? Washington, D.C., right downtown Washington, right by the White House. It was...
That's wild. That's a cool story. Holy.
There's this gun on the ice. And we were winning. That's what happens. It's very scary. A gun pops on the ice, the fans are on. But we survived, and many years later, I'm still here doing sports.
Yeah.
That's my story.
No good war stories.
You don't even have anything funny? Come on. Even over the years coaching?
Your kid. You coached me and your kid for years. You got some stories for us.
Listen, I do got a lot of stories. I didn't want to mention them, right? We got a couple of good ones, okay? So, first of all, we go to Montreal, all right? And I got my son Tony on there. Vito's on that team. The team wasn't too strong at all. But you know what? We ended up winning the tournament, all right?
Oh, yeah, we did.
And we had a guy like Vito going up and down, scoring goals left and right.
40 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I think he was on for like 30, 40 minutes the whole game.
It was an incredible tournament.
So we're in the shootouts. Shootout championship. And he pulls this, and I called it. I said, Vito, I told his father, we're in the stands. I says, he's going to pull that spinorama. I'm telling you. Oh, no, he won't. No, it's penalty. I go, he's going to pull it. Doesn't he pull it for the winning goal? And they won it all.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
In the finals?
So that might show the fans out.
Let me tell you one more, because I got Vito here.
All right.
This is when I was coaching Vito.
Let me cut you off right here real quick, Tony. This is how you don't get drafted, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Here's your story.
I kind of told him that after, But I says, okay, here we go. It's late in the game, and it's AAA hockey. We're in the playdowns. We're at Hamilton. Playing Hamilton.
We're playing Hamilton, too.
The place is packed with scouts. I'm packed.
I'm playing Oakville.
Right? We're playing Oakville. And the Oakville coach is all over Vito the whole game. Just chirping him. And you know what? Vito's a good hockey player, so maybe he was trying to get in his head.
Yeah.
I think, minute 20 left, minute 15 left. We break out of our end. Vito gets a pass right at the blue line, our blue line, as we break out. Cross ice pass to Vito. He's a left-hand shot. All he had to do was go right up. So me and Frank was assistant coach with me. We're looking at each other. What's he doing? He's cutting towards the middle of the ice. Stops right at center ice. and takes a slap shot right at the Oakville bench.
Coach.
Okay? Me and Frank Greco look at each other and go, he didn't just do that. He got a kid. He almost took that guy's head off. Okay? But you know what? He had him going the whole game. Right? The kid was just frustrated.
Live and learn, baby. Live and learn.
It happens. Right?
It's unfortunate. Honestly, that story bothers me a little bit because as a coach too, like I understand you get fired up, but you have a responsibility as a coach not to chirp young kids too who are emotionally vulnerable. And for a kid in his draft year, whether he's like, yeah, Vito had 3 goals that game, so the coach is trying to get in his head and whatever. You're teaching the kid not to let that get to him, but all game, if some older man is all over you, like that's tough to handle. And I really do that bothers me a little bit about that story, unfortunately, and is what it is. But I mean, cooler heads could have prevailed.
Yeah,
but
you know what?
Is what it is.
Look back on it, it's something I definitely had a little bit of temperament problem maybe back in the day.
Just a bit.
Little Vito. But let's fast forward now. We're all good. And, you know, you look back on it. It was a good time. I might have got into it with an old man after that, too.
Well, it's a tough learning experience for you, right?
Versus
Part 2. I didn't get to it. But,
Okay, part 2.
Where Don Cherry's
not
above
over.
the ice level, right?
Okay.
So as people coming off the ice, I'm running down there because you gotta go through these doors and the stands. There must have been a couple hundred fans there, and they're screaming and yelling at him. And some guy who thought he was tough, he went and grabbed Vito by his helmet. Vito come up with an uppercut and knocked him 15 feet in the air. Right? And it's call the cops. I said, yeah, call the cops. That's a 15-year-old kid or 14-year-old kid, and you all attack him. Go ahead and call him. See who's going to get charged.
Yeah, honestly.
So it was parents. It was him. It was me. I was there too. I had to run down. It was just me and him with 25 people. I mean, I'm a little tough. Not that tough, though. Unless you got a gun, I guess. I don't know. But it was interesting.
Let me tell you guys, there is that stuff going on still now. Like I said, I've had this team I've had for the last 3 years. All right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've heard coaches chirp the kids. The kids come to the bench. Coach, the coach is chirping me. He's calling me this. He's calling me that. Well, you got to go over and talk to the guy and say, hey, why are you chirping the kids?
Well,
they're little kids.
Yeah, my thing is like, how can I as a player hold you as a coach accountable when you're standing behind the bench? I can't hit you.
No, you can't do
I
that.
can't.
Yeah.
Put it in the corner. Like I'm not gonna meet you on the ice. You know what I mean? So like that's why I don't like that whole coaches chirping the kids kind of thing.
No.
You know what I mean? To a degree, you know.
Listen, there's certain things. I mean, there's ways you can subtly do something. Like I'll give you a specific example. When I've coaching with a guy that I've coached with, if some player goes by our bench and he's chirping our bench and he's chirping our guys or whatever, he'll just loudly say to our guys, "Hey, that guy's irrelevant. Look at him. He's useless. Don't even worry about him." That's it. Just says it loudly to our guys. So he's not targeting the kids per se, but he's letting the kid know like that's how we feel about you, you know. And that's all you got to do.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's not directly at the kid. It's firing the boys up, getting them ready to go, and
Exactly.
and making the kids hold that kid accountable, right?
Yeah, you just tell them, guys, how do we get back at these guys? Do we take penalties? Do we chirp them back? No, coach. How do we beat them on the scoreboard? That's how you beat them.
Yeah.
That's how you fight. I always tell them, it's the sniper in the woods that you got to watch out for, not the guy doing all the talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that?
Yeah. That's a great line.
Right. Absolutely.
Just stay quiet, work hard, score the goals, win the hockey game, and walk away. You don't have to say a word. Just walk away. You've done your job. You beat them. Now they're going home. It's a long ride home.
Exactly.
And then that's how
That
it
hurts the most.
Yeah.
It's a long ride home. We had a couple long rides.
Great Bruce, they were long.
No, not for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was long for Great Bruce. But that one,
It's funny though. I'll say this too. So you said how that stuff's still going on in hockey with nutty parents and that. And my first game. This is the first game I coached that AE team last year, or 2 years ago, whenever it was. And I'm walking across, and this parent starts yelling at our players and yelling at our because Bo, one of the guys, defenseman, had hit this guy a couple times, clean hit, whatever, but the guy didn't like it, so he's yelling at our player. So I'm like, oh my God. So then our parents start yelling at him, and then they're going at it. I'm like, oh no. So I walk out to the lobby, my first game coaching this team, and I'm like, what's going on here? And some lady goes over and starts yelling at my girlfriend. And my girlfriend's just standing there. And I'm like, what is going on here? So now I'm obviously not too happy. So I walk over, I'm like, what's going on? And this guy gets in my face. I'm like, what did I just get myself into? This first game here. But it settled down and it was fine. But it was just kind of funny how like it's amazing how it escalates. It's just like one parent's not happy and then everyone's got to get involved. It's just crazy.
Can't just ever be about the kids, bro.
It's that mob mentality, right? It's the team thing. As much as like, it's as much as it's detrimental and can be dangerous and stuff. It's that mob mentality and the team thing. Like parents as well feel like a team, right? Parents of your team. So I mean, that's kind of good that they support you like that. But I mean, take it a little too far.
Let's not keep ragging on the parents. You know what? Without the parents, we would have minor hockey.
Nothing. No, we got nothing.
You got nothing without these parents.
Absolutely.
You guys are nuts. But,
we all are. We all are a little bit.
There's a few,
but we're all
good
nuts.
ones.
But we're all nuts. And don't get us wrong out there. Like we love you guys. Without the parents, there's no minor hockey. There's no hockey in general.
Yeah. Well, they're just passionate, right? They're passionate, and unfortunately, they live vicariously through their kids, right? Because that's what it is.
But it's okay. It's okay.
What'd you say?
Sometimes it goes over the line a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It happens. We understand you're passionate. It's your kid. You're spending $1 million on this kid to play hockey.
Of course.
Yeah. So. We thank you parents greatly for doing what you're doing, especially you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We thank Scoop today. We thank Tony, big mentor of mine, big Vito, always pushing us to games. You know what I mean? Getting there, paying the bills, and riding that old. We used to take those big road trips, in that in that red in your red Dodge. Was it a Dodge? Oh boy, what roadies!
You guys had some long ones, eh?
Yeah, but I think the bottom line is any sport you gotta have fun.
That's it.
Yeah, come on, leave the rest of the stuff at the door. Yeah. Go out there, have fun, and make those friendships forever.
I was going to comment on the new format that you'd proposed because we kind of talked over it a little bit, but I think I like that idea. I know it's kind of to appease the parents for travel and stuff, but the more tournaments maybe or like different style and the tournament style playoff, right? Like it ramps up at the end and you all just play there. Because I think as far as playing a series or something like that, maybe at the older ages in junior or as you move up into professional, that'll make a difference when the levels are a little bit closer, right? Whereas in minor hockey, you might have a team that's here in 8th place and 1st place is way, way different, right? So then when they play, you're wasting your time traveling back and forth. Where if you all go to one place in a tournament, I think that works. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, is that how it used to be when we were kids?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we used to do that SCTA play down, no?
Yeah, that AAA level, that's what it was,
yeah. Okay.
But I think the main idea is that if you have series, you got a big league like Tri-County, your season's over in December, and you have one round, you could be finished by the middle of January.
Yeah.
And if you're a good team, you're going to the end of March. And we're here for the kids to play hockey, okay?
Exactly.
So let's extend the season right till March and have a shorter playoff, and everybody plays hockey like they should be playing. Now, who wants to finish playing hockey in the first week of January? Is that correct, Tony?
Yeah.
So I think it's an OHL. It's been approved by Hockey Canada, so it's coming down. There's no question about it. That's a form that's going to happen. They got to fine tune it still and everything else and stuff like that. And the idea of tournaments is good too. And you're allowed 3 tournaments a year, but you're allowed one at Christmas, one at New Year's. And tournaments, from my perspective, Niagara Falls minor hockey, not only an economic impact to the municipality, it helps hockey bills, keeps the registrations down. I mean, we have that one tournament in November for years. There was like 120 teams. We used every rink from here to Grimsby, I think. Yeah.
It's still great.
It was growing unbelievable. And I had to go around every arena, and then there was like 120 teams. That's like 10,000 people here in the city. And everybody played on Saturday. So on Friday, everybody had one game. So you got 120 games on Friday, and you need a million arenas. Eh?
Oh, so, it was 40 10.
Yeah, 40 years. There was all over the place. And again, the idea of tournaments is to have fun, obviously, but everyone has to want to understand that. To have fun, but it helps the municipalities, helps minor hockey pay the bills, keeps the registration fees down. So for 2 years having no tournaments, that's could be a major impact in the year coming. I don't know. Like, hopefully we get back in the tournaments this year. We're certainly hoping to. And it's quite an event of tournaments. It's a major event. Just like,
well, you got some.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it's the most memorable things, right? I mean, growing up, I know for me and Vito, you could probably attest to this, and everybody can. But the tournaments, even for parents, for players, for everyone, right? Those are the most memorable times. You go and you have fun, and you go see a new place, or you go to the Pickering flea market. Tell me you've been there. You know, like everybody's been there.
Tournaments, best things, the timekeepers, they make a fortune.
Yeah.
9 games a day. Eh?
Jeez.
Seriously,
yeah.
Which is great.
How about those ball hockey tournaments we used to go?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
4th Ave.
Leominster. Yeah, you'd play Maple Leaf Cup at
Yep.
4th Ave.
Yep.
Shout out Ludsy. Ludsy loves Maple Leaf Cup.
Loves it.
Luds. Well, we went to Leominster. We won Leominster.
Oh, yeah.
We smashed
Do you
Leominster.
remember the parents? I still got the pictures of those.
We
No.
got
The
there.
parents were so upset that not our parents,
We won.
their parents.
Canadians, yeah.
They were going crazy because we beat their team. We had the Canadian flag going. They were going nuts.
That's awesome.
They weren't too happy with us.
Good.
But we ended up with their team.
Yeah, it was
You know what?
wonderful.
It was great for us. It was a long road trip, but it was great.
How
Yeah.
long we got there? 15 minutes before game time, remember?
Yeah, we got there
15 minutes.
because there was a big traffic jam. Remember that?
Yeah. I
Why do you
We
think
got-
it is that in this area specifically? Because the rest of Canada, I've lived in Alberta. You know, I've been out east too, even like New Brunswick. I have buddies from out there and stuff, and buddies from BC. Ball hockey's huge in this area, and that's about it in Canada. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think, you know what? Maybe, like the Hausers started this one down here.
Yeah.
And I was playing down there when I was 14. We all played, we played
Yeah.
the Hausers. All of us played. We played and we played. So it was going on for years. Then we all had kids.
Yeah.
And then all kids played.
We all
So
played, yeah.
It took off big. And Leominster is huge for ball hockey
Mm-hmm.
out in Boston. It is huge out there.
Yeah, Leominster,
You know,
Mass, yeah.
Originated, all right? And but you know what? I don't know about the other countries or cities. I don't know what they're doing. But
It's all roller hockey more than
Yeah, I
anything,
think-
Yeah, it's there's a good mix. It's weird. You find like little hot spots. I find like you this place might have like a lot of ball hockey or whatever. Because even in the States, it's not like it's national. It's just weird how it's like you found a kind of hot pocket. But it's funny how like 4th Ave and everything like that's a well-known spot, and it's nothing special or nothing crazy, but then around here like BHI and Ball Hockey International, there's been some nice places pop up to really continue that, and I love it. I really do. Honestly, ball hockey's frustrating at times because us hockey players too think that we're better than everyone and that we should be dominating, and then when we don't, we get pissed off, and that's just the way it is. But no, it's fun, but it can be frustrating. But I love ball hockey, and I'm glad it's big around here, and I'm glad we grew up playing it.
Well,
I'm with you on that. Yeah,
Like Tony says, 4th Avenue did that. And that's continuation from hockey. You finish your ice hockey, go right to
Yeah.
ball hockey. Great. So it's all year round sport.
Exactly.
And
Keep
the
the
people here
hands
like
clean.
hockey.
The skills
Ontario-
translate. Like Tony coached me in ball hockey, and I
That's-
carried those things with me.
You were young though, eh?
5, 6, I
Yeah,
don't know.
5 or 6. You were 5 or 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
Was he any good then, Tony?
He was
or-
great.
Was he great?
Me, Brett Foy,
Yeah.
Dan Demizio.
You
He
could
was
go.
fat. He had
You can
speed.
fly, eh?
You could go.
Yeah. He's called the Jackrabbit. Yeah.
Hey, great hands, great everything.
Grab it.
Hey, it was good.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, I think we're pulling up here on 40 minutes.
Yeah, we're at 43 here. We've had a great chat though, and obviously there's tons of stuff we could go into, but to get a great overview of you guys coaching and still involved and just keeping hockey going in Niagara, it's awesome.
Absolutely. Like the thing that's like it's just a pain in the butt, obviously, for everybody during this during the pandemic. But like we're all trying to stay safe and whatnot. But at the end of the day, like these two are a huge part of minor hockey around here, man.
Massive.
And we're very lucky to have them on our podcast and share their experience with us.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for having me. I know that for sure. I really appreciate this.
Yeah, and thanks for having me too, because again, sports is a salvation and respect and love of everybody. I think let's keep the sports going. You guys are doing great. Listen, hope you continue for many years.
Thank you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's very complimentary.
Absolutely. Again, I want to thank you guys for coming on. Like I said, father and mentor and coach, and you know what I mean. All of the above. We've been through the ringer, us three, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Same with your kid, the big Tony,
Yeah.
little Tony.
We've done our time.
Oh, you guys put it in, and
We're still
and
doing good.
you guys have put more time in than most. And I'd say Cars contested this with his father, Scoot, as well.
100%.
Without you guys, we wouldn't be here, and we thank
It's
you guys
true.
greatly for that. Thank you for coming on the podcast and joining us.
Thank
And
you, guys.
this is a great time tonight.
Yep.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks again.
All right, Veets. Well, like I said, last week was special for me having my dad on, but great to talk to your dad and Tony Sr. there, Tony DiCarlo Sr. Awesome that he coached me when I was a kid. I really appreciated Tony as a coach because, like he said in the podcast here, he told us why we were doing stuff, and I appreciated that. And I think that's part of the reason why I coach the way I do, right? Being so young and learning that from him, it's great.
No, absolutely, and that guy's been around minor hockey for You can't put a price on the time this guy's put into minor hockey.
Experience, yeah.
And like he's coached me for years, and he's one of my biggest mentors growing up, and he was dynamite. You know what? It was great having my dad on today.
Of course, buddy.
Talk for hours and hours. I love the guy to death. Guy's done so much for myself, my brother, my family, and minor hockey too, in the city, being within that, and the president of baseball too. So to get his info, to get some of his background today,
it's a guy that cares about the kids, man. Cares about the city and cares about development of these kids, and it's great.
It's fantastic. You know, so thank those guys again for coming on. Cars, where are these guys going to find us?
Oh, wow, you're hitting me with it this time. They're going to find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Those are the 3 platforms we're on, guys. Check us out. GM32, the Hockey Podcast, and Gio, oh my God. And Vito, I'm going to throw it back to you, buddy.
Well, as always, we got one question for you.
Can you feel it now? Would you take